Hello, Brave Awakened Ones. This is Veronica of Higher Realm Holistics, Lady V. Thank you, supporters, subscribers, and Patreons. Please share these videos with those who you think it might resonate with. If you're interested in any of my services, books, merch, t-shirts, webinars, sessions, and higher realm magic information and meditations, please visit higherrealmholistics.com. Hello, Brave Awakened Ones. Lady V here, Veronica. What's up? It is the 9th of January. Good morning. I have an extremely important, urgent message to deliver from Thoth because it is very related to what is going on right now, specifically what's going on in January, okay? When it comes to the Great Awakening and Ascension. I want to reiterate again, my channel has taken a level up. Okay, this is for the grown and sexy folks, all right? Those of us who, light workers who've been at it, and those who are, almost there trying to play catch up as to what is really going on. And you're ready to merge what's going on out there with what's going on out here. As it is above, so it is below. As it is within you, so it is without. There are some who still have a lot of within work to do. Okay, for that, you could head over to my blog. The link is in the description, please. divineyoungsouls.blogspot.com. I will not be answering any rudimentary type questions like what is ascension, what is awakening, why this, why that. That's all in the blog, okay? This is coming from January 2020, the big jump off point, okay? The big stellenium, the big alignment. This is it. All right, guys? So for my people, and of course, you could still listen in. You'll just be a little lost and confused. So please head back to the blog. All right? This is Lady VT. What does it say? If not now, then when? If not you, then who? And it's you, babies. All right, this is the first video I'm going to be doing for today. I still have an NRV to do, and then I have a prep meditation that I have to do to prepare you guys for the Selenium grand meditation that we're going to do. It's a lot for today. That and go clean my office and get it prepped for the new carpet. So my head's spinning a bit, so please be patient with me. Okay, this again is from Thoth, and I'm going to read his message first, and then we're going to go into all these visual aids that I have to show you guys to explain what is going on. And it is very important to know what is going on so we could keep abreast of the situation for when the human collective starts awakening, and also those third wave light workers, when they have questions and things like that, or even when you have questions, to not be scared. The majority of you guys have been following me for a while. You know what the deal is. I keep you in the loop, so there's no need to fear. As we could see, that whole World War III thing overseas in the Middle East has been squashed. But as I mentioned in my last video, they're going to try to bring it over here to the U.S. and use and race bait people hardcore, even more than they've been doing. All right, so that is why it's so important to know what's going on, because ascension is just not in here. It's a very physical thing also, and we're taking the whole solar system with us. Again, it's not just about Earth, and I will show you and prove to you how it's not just about Earth. And what I'm doing now, that I started doing in the beginning of January, right, is to make that connection of what's going on out there in space to what's going on down here on Earth, and what's going on in here in yourself, in your soul, in your physical form, to what's going on your physical plane, the macro and the micro. That is what I'm bringing together, and I'm using these scientific facts to back it up. Okay, and it's not to say the people's videos that I use, okay, like Wages World and Suspicious Observer and others, I'm not speaking for them. I'm just using them because they're the experts in space, okay, in space weather. I am not an expert. I'm just a novice, okay, who took it way back in college and in high school, all right? So, but I have that connection as a light worker, light warrior, to put the two together because that is what's needed right now, all right? I'm still feeling very vortexy and just Thoth's energy, especially since I have his thing right here in front of me. It makes me very loopy. All right, so this is from Thoth that I received this morning. Rather than allow the great awakening to take place and full ascension, they, the ones of ancient Babylon blood, are reverting to their old tactics to wipe the earth plane clean. But their efforts will fail because their masters are no more, and the true illumined ones, that's us light workers, yield the power of the sword. And he showed me a flash of magenta pixie. She talks about the Excalibur. Same thing as what I'm referring to as the sword. The shifting of the Earth's crust is not a natural phenomenon, but a result of the actions of the diabolical dying breed whose time has finally come to an end. Microphone drop. I'm going to read it again. Rather than allow the great awakening and the full ascension to take place, they, the ones of ancient Babylon blood, are reverting to their old tactics to wipe the earth plains clean. But their efforts will fail because their masters are no more, and the true illumined ones yield the power of the sword, Excalibur. The shifting of the earth's crust is not a natural phenomenon, but the results of the actions of the diabolical dying breed whose time has finally come to an end. Thoth. Okay, that's the urgent message from Thoth. Alrighty, now for what has been going on. I am so woozy, I don't have words. Let's hope I don't projectile vomit while doing this. That is what I feel right now. Holy cow. All right. Yes, this is a map of Russia. All right, so we had a 6.3 magnitude earthquake hit at today. This is European time, all right, over there at 8 o'clock in the morning, 8:36 in the morning, which is 2020 UTC time, all right? And the place that it hit was right here, which is part of Siberia, and it's all the way off to the coast right here. And the name of the place is, I have to try to, this is it. Tilicachetti, I don't know. And Kamtatsiska. I can't pronounce these words. I know I have a lot of Russian viewers out there who are probably laughing their asses off right now at me. But this is where it hit, y'all, okay? In my little New York way. I'm trying. And I will go into the cause of that earthquake in a minute. But first we have to cover the remote view that Thoth zoomed me to, okay, where I was. Okay, it is, oh goodness. Okay, that's where the earthquake hit, and these are other earthquakes that hit also. All right, that's the 5.3. Okay, this is where I was taken. First place I was taken, and these are the mountains of Kudryavtsi, Kudryavtskaya. I don't know how to say it. Let me see. I could have. Here we go. We're going to pronounce
Красноярск. Красноярск.
Krosnayak. Krosnayak. Okay, so this is Krosnayak. Make sure we're back. This is Krosnayak. Okay, in Russia. This is Siberia also, and that's the region. Now, I was taken here because I was told by Earth herself. Thoth took me here. Earth spoke to me herself. Gaia spoke to me and said, this is where the pressure is being released. Now, this is a mining region. Copper, I was specifically told it was this copper mining region that was relieving the pressure being caused by an outside source to cause this earthquake. Now, why that specific spot are they hitting? They're hitting specific spots around the globe, and it's very important. So this is why I was taken, and I was shown the reason why that 5.3 wasn't 9.0 and triggered the ring of fire was because the pressure was released over here by Gaia herself. Okay, so here's where the earthquake happened, and Krasnoyak is right here. Now I'm going to show you the connection between those two regions. There is a connection. Here we go, that and that. You'd think there's not a connection, right? Because they're so far away from each other. There is a connection. Here we go again, showing you the regions, and this is the Siberia area. Okay, this is Siberia, Russia. This is the Siberia area where the pressure was relieved through the copper mines. All right, that's just a double. Now, here is the ring of fire. This is the ring of fire. And I was just told just to refer, instead of saying they, because everyone, I know it's just idiots, you know, people trying to be obnoxious. Oh, who's they? They know exactly what it is. It's the sons of Babylon. All right. So the children of Babylon, that's what Thoth just told me to refer them to. So the children of Babylon are trying to trigger this, the ring of fire, to go off. All right. As one of their tactics to escape. Now, this is where the earthquake happened. All right. Now, here are the plates. Remember, this is the ring of fire going around over here, the ring of fire. This is where the earthquake hit. All right. In Russia. Now, see, it is connected and goes right through Krasnoyak. So that pressure was channeled, literally channeled from there and exited out here. A lot of that energy that was directed towards here to trigger that earthquake. So that is where it was vented. And I was told, because I was like, is this the only spot? I was told, no, there are many spots around the world where the children of Babylon are going to be trying to hit to trigger these events, these quote unquote natural disasters, okay, as in earthquakes and volcano eruptions. Those are the two things that these specific energy weapons are doing, the volcanoes and earthquakes. All right. Now, there are earthquakes going on right now in Iran, but it has nothing to do with this. It has to do with the tunnels under Iran being blown up, the deep state tunnels. All right. That's what that is all about. This is something completely different. So that so-called space weather coming in, that is directed, like yesterday, I showed you guys the pole, the flipping back and forth the day before yesterday, that Wages World was talking about and showed. That when it went up and down, that was due to those ships, those huge ships of the dark ones being out there by the sun, harnessing the CMEs and directing them to cause this. And what catches those energies to cause this, to direct it to a certain spot, is HARP. There's also HARP in the Caribbean, right in Puerto Rico. I was shown that last year. There is a big harp station in Puerto Rico, and that is what disrupts the Caribbean plate over here, the harp in Puerto Rico, which is why the earthquake happened in Puerto Rico, and it's still pumping. It's going to be all over the world, guys. We've just begun this battle. All right, this battle is going to keep going until the end of 2021. But remember, we already won. This is just a fire to put out, the last stand. Okay, so the energy was funneled over here and vented out over here via the copper mine that I showed you guys in the Krasnoyak region, in the northern Krasnoyak region. So it was funneled, vented through. All right. I'm doing all this so you could show people who are awakening, who eventually would get over here, especially truthers. They'll get over here. They'll see this information so they could see the proof also. All right. So it's not just airy-fairy stuff. All right. Again, here's Krasnoyak. You saw those two fault lines, and that energy was vented through the northern region. I know it says gold mines, but it's a whole bunch of precious metals, but I was told specifically it was the copper mines that vented out the that extra energy, and it looked like this. It was the copper mines that vented out that extra energy that would have made the earthquake a hell of a lot worse and triggered the ring of fire. All right, I'm going to get rid of all of that. Again, here we go again, right? Bam, here we go. All right, so I covered that. Covered the ring of fire and the earthquakes. Okay. Oh, there's the city right there. All right, now what is causing, what's going on? Okay, what are the children of Babylon up to out there in the solar system, right? That's causing all this craziness, these shenanigans that they're doing. All right, now we're going to hit the videos. Let me see. Sorry, it's extremely noisy outside of me all of a sudden. So I'm trying to focus here. And okay, we'll get to that in a minute. That's later. Yeah, here's what's going on. This is seed, and as you could see, this is, where we get all that information from. As you could see, since the 4th, blank, 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 blank. Nothing. 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 You can't pull up anything. Okay? And of course, they're doing that on purpose. After that big CME hit, they don't want us to know what's going on. So they're not giving us any information. So that's that. Might as well close that. We're not going to get jack from that. It's going to be a minute. All right, so here is Wages World, aka Blue Kool-Aid, and again, he's very he keeps it on the scientific end. He is a normie, but a very brilliant normie. Okay, who's on the right track, who I could really bounce off of. But this is my interpretation through my own remote viewing, my own connection with higher beings. Okay, I'm channeling that information. I'm giving that information. So this is my information using his scientific view. Okay, so this is not coming from him. I just want to make that clear because I don't want to put words in the guy's mouth. Okay, I don't want anybody to think that. I don't want him thinking that. All right, the guy, I surely admire this guy and his work, along with many others. All righty, we're going to go to 705. 705. Something else I need to show you guys. No. Okay. I'm going to play it from here. Oh yeah, first I wanted to explain before we got a G1. Did I delete that? Oh dear God. I could just tell you. Okay, he's going to be talking about G1. We're almost up. If it gets up to 5, it's going to be considered, the energies coming in G1, geomagnetic storm, which is actually low. All right, it's not crazy high or anything like that, but it's above normal. Let's just put it that way. Just want to make sure I make that clear.
And also, if you look right here, look, we're at a 4 on the KP. You see that yellow right there? If that gets to a 5, that's a G1 level magnetic storm. Okay? If we get that high, I'll be surprised, but
I won't.
In a way, I wouldn't, because we've been seeing these things happen in the past week or so that were not expected or forecasted at all. And this is why I'm bringing it up. But let me show you this other model real quick. Okay, this is the magnetopause model that I show you guys quite often. This is over at ISWA. This is a top-down view. The sun's off to the right. So keep that in mind for orientation reasons. Now, what I'm going to show you here, guys, is pretty intense, but
before he goes any further, I want to explain to you guys what a magnetopause is and show you what the magnetopause is, because this is new to a lot of you, all right? The magnetopause is the abrupt boundary between the magnetosphere and the surrounding plasma, okay? Show you right here, the magnetopause right there. That's the magnetopause. That is Earth. That's the magnetopause. That's the magnetosheath. This creates the bow shock. All right, so that's the magnetopause. All right. The Earth's magnetopause. Magnetopause is where the pressure from the solar wind and the planet's magnetic field are equal. So you got the sun coming in from this side and the Earth's magnetic field there. So this is magnetopause. So it's hitting each other, all right? The position of the sun would be far off to the left. All right. I'll read you a little more. The location of magnetopause is determined by the balance between the pressure of the dynamic planetary magnetic field. Excuse me. Whew, let's read it again. The location of the magnetopause, again, there's the magnetopause, is determined by the balance between the pressure of the magnetic planetary, excuse me, oh, I hope it's not another sneezing fit, pressure of the dynamic planetary magnetic field and the dynamic pressure of the solar wind. So the solar wind is coming in from here, okay, from the left. As the solar wind pressure increases and decreases, the magnetopause moves inward and outward in response. So it goes in and out, all right? And you'll see that. Waves and ripples and flipping motions. The flipping motions is, we'll get into that. That's the big one. The flipping, going in and out is one thing. Remember, the other day we saw an opening, a crack in the magnetosphere, right here in the magnetopause. Right there was a crack. And we discussed in length why that happened. Go back and watch it 2 days ago. Okay. Along the direction. Okay. The solar wind, yeah, we don't need to explain all that. All right. You have an idea what the magnetopause is about. All right. I just want to make sure you had that as a reference point so you can understand what's going on. Okay.
I'm just going to run it through here real quick so you guys get a glance at it first anyway. So we'll go through here. Boom. Whenever it jumps like that, guys, it just went down for safe mode most of the time. We're missing like 20 minutes right about there. See how it jumped like that? It has to do that or it'll get damaged. Now I'm going to talk about this here in a second, but I want you guys to see the whole thing real quick. Okay, see how we're contorting really bad out in the front and all that? This is really getting, it's a pretty decent hit, guys. Okay, but check it out in the back. Okay, we're going to start it right there. And I could take it back in time, and some of this is even there, even a little bit further. But we're seeing some energy, obviously, here on the back side. But what I find interesting, typically, like I said, the sun's over here. And when the sun's shooting solar wind at us, usually it's pretty symmetrical. Okay? We'll get higher pressure or higher dense material here doing one of these and down here at the same time. And it'll have like a small little section that kind of looks like that. But watch what happens here. See how that right there, what does that resemble? If you took that and flipped it around, it would look just like what's out in front of us. Our bow shock. Okay? So, what I'm saying there is that the Earth, when it does this, it's trying to protect in all directions. Okay? The magnetic field is more like a donut. It's not just straight lines and parallel this and parallel that. It's three-dimensional.
What did he just say? He said it's trying to protect us in all directions. I'm going to show you in a minute when we're done with this. Why all directions? What is coming? What's happening over here that we need protection on the back side? Okay? Keep that in mind.
Stuff can crawl over the top and come into our poles, which is where most of the energy typically does come in, at our poles, magnetically. Okay, not geographically, magnetic. All right, there's a difference there. I've explained that quite a few times. I'm sure I'll do it again, but I don't have time to do it today, guys. I'm sorry. But as we go through here, watch how it just keeps on going out. See? All right, then it jump time. Now that is more of what we typically see when we're getting backside stuff. You see these? Okay. So I'm going to go forward here, and you're seeing it do it again. See? It's resembling the front. And then at the same time, guys, like I showed you before,
right there,
we're opening the front there too. Not completely, okay? Whatever's making it past the bow shock is having an easier way in right there. That's all I'm saying. We're not like completely wide open to the sun right there. Our bow shock is still there, and so is a lot of our other protections. It's just making it easier for it to get there. Okay, so as we go through here, I've seen something interesting. I've seen this before. Number one, this energy is getting really close to us, period. Okay, it's well inside the satellite line, which is the dotted line. Okay, see how close that is in right there? And then I started picking this up. It's doing the same thing as it is in the front. It's kind of open right there in the middle. So, what I want you guys to look at here, now I'm just going to, hate to even call it this, but it looks like the Earth's getting ready to fart. All right, just watch this.
I love the way he says that. Yes, it is like the Earth is getting ready to fart. Remember what I said, the venting, the energy venting. The children of Babylon are blasting us from the front, and Earth is venting that extra energy out. Some of it hits, which is what's causing the earthquakes and some of the volcanoes to go off and stuff like that. But it's like a fifth of what it would be like, for real, for real. Okay, so yes, that is literally the Earth venting that extra energy from those open caverns. Like the one I was showing in Russia is because it was just hit, so I was there. So at that copper mine, but there are different openings around that's allowing the Earth to vent this energy. Also, when he was saying, the Earth is not only protecting from the front but from the back also. Thank you, Space Force. That's all I have to say. Thank you, Space Force. Here we go.
Okay. Boom. It did it right there. Now I'm going to back it up and I'm going to go slow. First thing I want you guys to look at, guys, is out in front, actually.
Bow shot.
You see how it's all contorted and stuff? All right. Now, we could talk about directional and all that kind of thing too, but it is directional in my opinion right now. But watch out there where I just, let's see here. Watch right in here, okay? Right there it went. Now watch. See where that, just keep your eye right here, where that satellite icon is. Okay, what did that look like to you guys? I'm rocking it back and forth. Okay, there's the start of it. Now watch, here it goes. Boom, it blows out, right? You see that? Like an explosion almost. What that reminded me of was like a CME or a solar flare blowing off of the sun, which I'm not saying that's what happened here, guys. Don't think that. All I'm saying is it didn't look like that. So what do I think is happening? Well, I think what's going on is the Earth is acting like a capacitor. Okay? It's collecting this energy and it has to release it. And that's what's happening right there. It's releasing that energy. It doesn't have to do it in the form of plasma like the sun does, okay? But this definitely looks like something is releasing from the Earth, from the inside out, okay? That did not come from the outside. Because I'm going to go forward in time, watch. It shows up right there and then boom, it blows out the back. It doesn't go towards the front. So what I'm saying there, like I said, I think we've gotten enough energy there, and as that thing, as the Earth just built up so much, it had to release it. Okay. Now I've said this before. I was a print tech for supervisor and stuff at a printing facility for over 20 years. And the printing machines that we used capacitors. Basically, they're just they look like a battery that they just hold energy pretty much. Okay, I'm not going to go into detail. But you can control that in the machine when it releases that energy.
Okay, you could watch this entire video later on, okay? I'll put the link in the description, but let's move on. All right, the next segment, the earth fart. We covered the earth fart and the release of that energy. I thought that was so cute, the earth fart. So descriptive, perfectly descriptive. Okay, now this is a CME that popped off. No, it did not pop off at Earth. It went off to other planets. But here's the whole thing. I wanted to show this only because there's still light workers out there who think it's just Earth. It's like saying we're the only ones, we're the only intelligent life in the universe. Seriously. Our entire solar system is in the belt. Remember, we're in alignment with the galactic center. It's our entire solar system. So yeah, it's going to affect the whole solar system. So I just want to show you this real quick.
Okay. I'm going to show you this too while we're at it. Bear with me here for a second, guys. Sorry. Okay. So I got you here. This is LASCO. This is typically we look at this over on seeds, but seeds is not updating right now. Okay, it's like days, and it's not just the LASCO tool, the SOHO tool, but it's also the Stereo A tool. 2 different satellites. So it's an issue with the site. They're not uploading data for whatever reason. Well, I got ideas why, but but we had a CME over here. Okay, you're gonna notice it really quick, like because it is very bright. Okay, see it erupting right there, and boom. It's not a huge one, guys. Okay, but what struck me about this particular one is number one, the brightness of it. Okay, this is the red filter here. We don't usually see it that bright. Okay, and it was a small one. Okay, but it held like a shape of a ball for a very long time there, and it looked like it was moving pretty quick. Okay, within the course of, let's see here, that's 7:04. It goes from there. That's at 4 a.m. It took it, I don't know.
Okay, I just wanted to show that, all right, that it's not just Earth involved in this. Okay, next is the flipping of the poles. And you're going to have to understand the difference between the actual, like North Pole, South Pole, Earth poles. They're different poles. All right, let's go to this.
I really wanted to show you. I kind of mentioned this the other day, but this thing is doing something. It's still doing it, okay? And this is, I was mentioning the other day on the magnetopause model how, I'd seen those signatures, guys, that reminded me back in 2012 where the magnetopause actually reversed to the other side.
Guess what, guys? I found it. I scoured the internet for hours again this morning, and I found 2012. So we're going to go into 2012 to show what happened in 2012, to connect the dots.
And I'm kind of seeing stuff like that now, okay? I'm not saying that it has done that. I'm just saying that some of the stuff I'm seeing, and this is a radiation belt, okay? It's what you're looking at here. Again, the sun is off to the right, hence why we have a curve on that side. Now watch.
Over here, the sun.
Okay, there was some pretty decent, when we see that energy all the time come in, it spirals in, it's very normal. Now we start seeing these little contortions, right? It started with that, okay? Then we get that bigger one. Now watch what this thing does, okay? Why did the curve go to the other side? Okay?
It flipped. It flipped. It reversed. It flipped.
And then even on top of that, you can see how even the outside line stretched out like straight almost. You see that? Now, if I'm looking at this and somebody was to see that for the first time, their first initial knee-jerk reaction would be, oh my gosh, it flipped to the other side. And it might have, guys, for a second. I don't know. But
it sure did.
That definitely does look to be some... that's normal right there. That is not. Okay? And so you're seeing all this, right? I mean, more energy, and it kept bouncing around like that for quite a few hours. Okay? So, anyway, guys, I am going to end the video right there.
And I want to show you guys the possible, probable, what I was shown. Again, if this doesn't resonate with you, it doesn't resonate with you. And this is coming from me and my connections to the cosmos and the cosmic beings and the planetary beings, because the planets and the sun, they're beings, okay? Now, what caused that flip? I was shown what caused that flip. We're going to go over here. And it has to do with what happened in 2012. Now we know what 2012 was about, right? 2012 was when time was supposed to end of all time. They were pushing that on us, right? That's what they were trying to push. Instead of the big ascension jump, the big jump into ascension, the way I was shown, the beginning of this great cycle of ascension into this new era. That's what they're trying to hide. Now we're going back to 2012. This happened again, the reversal, the magnetopause reversal. This is the reversal. This is the true reversal. This is the true reversal. This is the true pole reversal. Okay? That other pole reversal that flipped everything over and wiped everything off on Earth, that shifted the lands, according to Thoth, and he showed me what caused Lemuria to fall and Atlantis to fall and all that, and that was unnatural, and that was due to the old masters of Earth and their offspring, the children of Babylon, who are still here causing us all the headaches and out there. They're not just here on Earth. Remember, there's space also. They're out there. And those archons that are still around, they're the draconians. They're of that new generation also. They're not of the old masters. They're not of the old masters. They're looking again to cause that huge pole reversal of the North and South Pole to wipe the Earth clean again. That is what they're trying to do. This is the natural reversal. That's the natural reversal. And that is what triggers the, ascension and awakening cycles. But here's what they're doing with the energy to try to cause the catastrophe reversal, I should say, the catastrophe pole reversal. Let's get to it. Magnetopause. 22. Get to the actual time. Sorry, I just have so much right here. Okay.
Good morning, fellow researchers. It's March 15th, and I'm still trying to figure out this.
And this is
apparent
TSN research.
magnetopause. Some are calling it a magnetopause reversal. I wouldn't really call it a pole reversal, but let me point something out here. Suspicious observer caught this video before all of this data was mysteriously scrubbed by NASA.
Sound familiar? That's exactly what they're doing right now, right? I showed you all that missing data.
I can no longer find any information, images, or anything like that about this, what some are calling a reversal. This shield right here, in this image, it's on the wrong side. Normally, it is on this side.
Remember, it's always off to the right, the sun.
The dot in the center, that's half white and half black, represents Earth. The white side is facing the sun, dark side is the night side. Now from the solar wind, the shield or sheath is usually on the other side. But during this reversal, which I'm going to try to play now, you see, that's how it should be right there, and then it flips. This happened over a course of 30-40 minutes on March 12th. And
Same amount of time.
Suspicious observer goes into this into more detail.
That's just what happened.
But what's interesting to note is not only did instrumentation pick it up, but watch, let me play it again. It actually seems that something is pushing back against the solar wind, and it looks like you have particles going from left to right, not right to left as it should be. Now watch when this flips again, and watch the direction of the material. This is the flip. Something's pushing this way.
Just like what happened today, right? We're being protected from both sides. What's coming in from behind? What's causing that flip to happen to protect us from behind? We shall see. I will show you.
Anyway, it did that for about 30, 40 minutes.
Exactly what happened today, 30, 40 minutes.
All right. Now let me show you something else.
And again, why is it happening? Because, March, April, May, June, July, September, 5 months. So this is January, February, March, April, May, June. Oh, 5 months. Dang, this just hit me. There's an alignment. Dang, there's an alignment I need to show you guys. Holy crap. Okay.
I recently made a documentary called The Galactic Day, which goes into what I believe is the true meaning behind 2012 in the main calendar. Some people are associating the March 12th event with the Planet X once again. I pulled this screenshot from my documentary and added some more illustrations to show what I'm talking about. The Mayans were here. Watch my mouse cursor. They were in the 5th age. A great flood took them out, okay? These cycles are broken up into 6,406 and a quarter years. Going around one time is a galactic day. It's also the precession of the equinox. This is the galactic center. This is Saturn. This is Earth. This is the Sun. Now we're coming into this, what the Mayans call the Sixth Age. And that is when we will, on December 21st, 2012, we will be right on this line right here. And on April 15th, which we're quickly approaching, Saturn is in opposition to the Sun. Don't know, I'll have to check and and see if it's directly.
Now, back in 2012, Saturn was behind us, the Sun was in front of us. Okay? So that was the position back then. All right, let's get back to 1040. Yes. And let's see what was going on. We all know Saturn was trapped, right? We, as light warriors, I led us into many meditations to loosen Saturn, because with the enslavement of, with the capture of Saturn, the enslavement of Saturn was able to subjugate Earth. Go back. I made a series of videos about Saturn. Okay. With the enslavement and capture of Saturn and using Saturn, the dark ones, they're able to subjugate Earth. That is what's been going on. Now, let's get over here. This is very important. It's getting mighty juicy, okay? This block was removed by NASA. Literally blocked out. You guys could see, blocked out by NASA. And this is Saturn. This is a symbol for Saturn. This is where Saturn is. What are they hiding back there? They blocked it out. I don't know why they didn't extend it all the way and block out everything. But yeah, there's Saturn. And they blocked it out. Remember, Earth is right in front, and then the Sun.
We're in Saturn is in opposition to us on April 15th. So I'm using that as my reference point.
Remember,
If
this
this
is
is
2012.
emitting some exotic particles or emitting something that we just don't understand yet, that could be the reason that we've seen the magnetosphere reversal. It may be this object sending out some sort of pulses or radiation or gamma rays or something of the sort.
Right at 11:11, homeboy said it. Right at 11:11. Yes, this is what I was shown way back, which was what led me to lead you guys in those meditations, the harnessing of the energy to help release Saturn. Okay, because yes, they were using the Saturn energy harnessing Saturn energy to blast at Earth, okay, to stop 2012 from happening, to stop that great awakening jump to switch on us light workers. And yes, many light workers were already, there are other light workers who were already turned on before that. But to turn on a large group of the light workers to start our ascension to trigger us, I got triggered September 21st, 2012. I had no idea any of this was going on. I didn't know. All I heard was the stupidity of, oh, the world's coming to an end. I was like, ugh, whatever. I already wasn't watching TV at that point. Like, ugh, this is stupid. Here they go again. Whatever. I'm sure it's something that has nothing to do with that, blah, blah, blah. Just like they were talking about in 1999, that was trying to bring the damn world to an end. That's all I knew. All right. I had no idea about ascension. None. Zip, zero, nada. So I was kind of shocked. And literally, I wanted to commit suicide that day because I woke up and I realized what 3D was and I wanted out immediately. It was horrific. It was a horrific, horrific thing. All right. So let's get on with this. Like he was saying, NASA is hiding. This is not him who did it. This is the NASA website that blocked this out, along with scrubbing the entire internet of 2012 stuff. Okay, I went through a lot to find this. So here we go. This is the energy right there. Now let's take it to present day time. Now present day time, where is Saturn now? Saturn sits in the edge of the sun all month long. Saturn passes directly behind the sun on January 13, 2020. So Saturn is going to be passing directly behind the sun, January 13, 2020. So Saturn is not going to be there where it was in 2012. It's going to be literally on the opposite side to complete that cycle. Okay, and we know what's going on the opposite side, right? It's the Great Stellenium is going on the opposite side to trigger the Great Awakening and to ground in the White Queen, Sophia, goddess energies into Earth, to bring Earth into balance. The scales, that's it. That's what it's all about. To bring into divine balance. How fierce is this, huh? So this thing right here that's been harnessing energy, not only was it, they were like based in Saturn, that's why the rings of Saturn are deteriorating, have been deteriorating at a very fast rate, because it's not over here where this thing is. And this is the makings, this is not natural, this is the makings of the dark ones, okay? Now, how that connects to what's going on with the magnetopause and the solar flares, they're harnessing that energy and shooting it at Earth, which is why you saw the flipping, which is why the magnetopause flipped. See, got all distorted, that energy was coming in and flipped. They're trying to break in there, okay? Does all of the energy, do we stop all of the energy? No, all of the energy is not stopped. We do have defenses all around, but 100% is not stopped, which is why the Earth had to vent out, fart, like he said. The Earth had to do a fart. Right there, boop, the Earth released that energy. All right, we do have Space Force out there, along with the Alliance out there, our galactic brothers and sisters out there, the Alliance helping us with all this, giving us defenses all the way around. All right. This talks about EME, CMEs. I really didn't need this. It's just, yeah, you're going to see, coming up this week, up through the 13th, there's going to be some pretty big auroras going on. Okay, so if you live up there, I know I have people who live up there. Hey, try to capture some pictures of the aurora and send it to me. My emails in my it's on my it's on my website, and it's also at higherrealmholistics.com. It's also on my YouTube channel in the About section. Okay. And please remember, check out my community page. I have a lot of stuff going on in the community page. Okay, so that's Earth releasing all that extra energy so the Earth won't crack apart. They rather blow Earth up. I told you this. What they did to Mars, what they did to Tiamat, they rather do this to Earth than relinquish control. They rather do that because they figure they could just escape in their ships. They'll blow us up, they'll escape in their ships and go populate some other habitable planet and do the same crap all over again. Not this time. No, baby. Not this time. Ain't going to happen. Ain't going to happen this time. Why? Because the true light bearers. Get back over here. Yes. Because the true light bearers, we're on it. We're on it. And we got this. Okay. So it's not going to happen. Will the fear-mongering continue? Yes, the fear-mongering is going to continue. It's going to be intense. All right. But that was it. So stay tuned later on today. Let's see how this video uploads. I know yesterday it was from the morning, 9 o'clock in the morning. I started from 9 o'clock in the morning, didn't finally happen until 5 o'clock. And that was actually the third time, guys. It was weird. I redid it, but then the first one finally hit. I don't know. Whatever. It's like, because I changed the title. I don't know. Whatever. Let's hope it happens. And don't be surprised if you're not going to have GPS issues this entire week and issues with the electronics. You're a little extra zapping people. Okay? So Lady V out. Talk to you later. And yeah, spread the word. Share the videos. Lady V out. You got this. We got this. Talk to you guys later.